The political landscape of Zimbabwe is currently experiencing a seismic shift that many are describing as the most significant challenge to President Emerson Mnangagwa's authority since he assumed power in 2017. The long-debated E-G28 agenda, a concerted effort by loyalists within the ruling ZANU-PF party to extend the presidency tenure, appears to have hit an immovable object. The very military establishment that once paved his way to the State House, in a stunning and unprecedented intervention, a powerful group of retired military generals and liberation war commanders is formally demanded that any changes to the presidential term limits must be subjected to a national referendum, effectively signaling the end of the road for the president. See controversial term extension plans. That was subscribe or like on the bell. I got even a much and the road for mnangagwa's 2030 plans as generals demand referendum on term extension bill. The intervention came in the form of a detailed and emotionally charged submission to Parliament on March 12, 2026. The group, which includes some of the most decorated figures from Zimbabwe's liberation struggle, has made it clear that they view themselves not merely as party members but as stockholders of the nation's revolutionary legacy. Their message was unambiguous. While ZANU-PF has the right to manage its internal affairs, the Constitution of Zimbabwe belongs to the people, not to a single political party. This bold stance is fundamentally altered the trajectory of the proposed Constitution Amendment Bill No. 3 of 2026, which sought to extend the presidential term from 5 to 7 years and allow the incumbent to remain in office until 2030. The retired general's statement, which have been circulated within the corridors of power in Harare, pulls no punches. We wish to be clear on one matter. We are ZANU-PF. We have always been ZANU-PF. We will die ZANU-PF. We are not merely members, we are stockholders. This is our party, forged in our sacrifice. The statement begins, establishing their credentials before delivering a stinging rebuke to the architects of the term extension. ZANU-PF may govern its own internal affairs as it sees fit. That is the party's sovereign right. But the national constitution is not ZANU-PF's property. It belongs to every Zimbabwean, including the millions who have never held a party cards in their lives. This distinction between party and state is at the heart of the current crisis. For months, Mnangagwa's allies have been pushing for the 2030 slogan at every public gathering, arguing that the president needs more time to see his Vision 2030 economic projects to completion. However, the military commanders, who have historically been the ultimate arbiters of power in Zimbabwe, appear to have grown weary of what they perceive as the monarchization of presidency. Their intervention is seen by many analysts as a direct challenge to the presidency inner circle, who have been accused of driving these constitutional changes for personal enrichment and consolidation of power. The proposed Constitutional Amendment Bill No. 3 is a complex piece of legislation that goes far beyond a simple term extension. If passed in its current form, it would not only increase the presidential term to 7 years, but would also scrap the direct popular election of president. Instead, the president would be elected by a joint sitting of parliament, a move that critics say would strip the Zimbabwe people of their most fundamental democratic right. Furthermore, the bill contains a controversial clause intended to bypass Section 328(7) of the 2013 Constitution. The section explicitly states that any amendment extending a term limit cannot benefit the person who held the office at the time of amendment was made. Retired generals have echoed these sentiments, framing that issue as a matter of honor and a betrayal of the fallen heroes of the liberation struggle. We commanded and led the men and women into combat. We looked them in the eye and told them that their sacrifice will not be in vain, that their children would inherit a Zimbabwe governed by the people, for the people. And the general statement continues, many of those comrades never came home. They were buried in the soil of the country and in foreign land. They died with our promise in their ears. Do the architects of these amendments wish to make liars of us? Do they wish us to stand at the graves of our fallen and admit that what they told them was false. That will not happen, not while we still draw breath. Ndo warning yopiwa awazvikananda vachinzi aiwa hatingafambi tichiudzana manyepo, ngatidzokere kusquare one, ngatiincludei vanhu tiende kureferendum. Pira kumese kuchembedza funguro aimoti kudii pamusoro pechitiko ichi. Musangana subscribe or like, check on the bell icon.